Welcome to King Lizard Down Under in Bathurst, or more specifically Mount Panorama. So I'm driving today a DLC car of a difference. It is a free content DLC car, so if you own Forza Motorsport 6 you should already have this beast in your garage. It is the number 23 GT-R LM NISMO from Nissan 2015 model, which is a P978 class vehicle. Has a speed of 7.9, handling of 8.3, acceleration of 9.1 and braking of 8.3, so really impressive stats across the board there, and it'll be no surprise to you that this car handles like a dream. It's an absolute powerhouse of a car, really good for tight cornering at high speeds, perfect for Bathurst, and obviously we've got that long straight to look forward to yet. So today I decided to do something different with the Forza Motorsport 6 Rivals DLC vids that I'm putting together. So the first run I'm doing at the moment is actually without any tunes or upgrades. So this is the car as stock as it comes in the game. The next lap I do will be with my own configuration and tune with upgrades. And it'll be interesting to see how much of a difference it makes with upgrades on this particular vehicle. To be honest, with this type of a car, there's generally not too much I will change with a car of this nature because it's generally very good anyway. So one thing I don't typically do is mess around too much with things like suspension and stuff like that, because that generally is pretty top notch anyway in these vehicles, and there's very rarely anything much more you can do from my experience anyway. So we're coming up to the end of this first run through. Now this was my 5th lap, which was actually my best out of the 5, and I managed to pull in there a 2 minutes and 1 second .515. Let's check out this replay, see how tidy this looked. Obviously it was a clean lap. Key for Rivals, always focus on getting a clean lap. With a car like this, to be honest, it ain't that hard. It pretty much drives itself, this thing. This number 23 GT-R LM NISMO, really good car. Now this came in content much earlier on in the year, so if you haven't seen it yet, you will have it. If you haven't played Forza 6 for a while, it's definitely there in your garage for you to collect, or probably in the buy cars option as a freebie. Now at the moment on the leaderboards for Bathurst full circuit, the best time in the world is a 1 minute 38.831, and that is driving Mazda's 787B. To be honest, in this particular class, P class of vehicles, that Mazda 787B seems to be dominating most of the leaderboards. As you know, I like to be different, so I like to drive different cars in order to try and achieve my bests. It seems that maybe I'll have to dig out a Mazda at some point, but not for the moment. I'm going to keep driving some of the other cars that are around and just see how they do against this particular challenge. Now obviously, as I said before, this untuned lap was a 2 minutes and 1 second 5:15. That puts me over 23 seconds out from the world leaderboard time. Obviously, as I said, this one is untuned, so obviously it's not going to perform as well as a tuned car on the leaderboards. But coming into the final few corners here, this pretty neat lap really. There wasn't a huge number of places I made particular mistakes here. I think this is probably as clean as I was going to get with this untuned. So next I'm going to jump into, there's the times and the placings, so that put me in the top 1,000 and something there. So next we're going to jump into my tuned version. Okay, so here goes the tuned and upgraded version of the number 23 GT-R LM NISMO. Let's see what we can do. This car, as standard as I said earlier, is a P978 class vehicle, and because of that I've only got 20 points to play with. There's not a great deal I can do in order to upgrade this car, so I really do expect quite a minimal difference between times. Obviously I'm going to drive this thing as hard as I can, and into my 5th lap here hopefully I can pull in a clean lap. I did have a couple of misdemeanors where I made contact with walls and stuff, or just went off that little bit where I was pushing the car too hard. So it's quite a sensitive car on this, especially on this very technical part of the track. It doesn't take much of a steering wheel movement to move you over into the wall, and that's where I just kept getting it wrong a lot, was this particular section, which is as tough as nails. Now what I'm aiming to beat, of course, is the previous time I set of 2 minutes and a second, 0.515. Now so far so good. I'll be honest, it doesn't feel particularly that much faster as a vehicle at the moment. This feels almost identical to my first lap, so I'm not overly confident I'm going to get a huge difference in time here, as I already said. I do have a bit of a split there. Mind you, it's saying I've got 3 seconds up at the moment, so it'd be interesting if I can pull those down and keep them, because that'll give me a 158 of sorts. Went through that corner quite well, and that one, and coming up to the final corner, and then the straight into the finish. A little bit of a slide on the rear there, nothing major. And let's force her over the line. What are we going to get? Cool. So I was actually able to reel in there a 1 minute 58.720, which is, what is that? That's an improvement of 3 seconds. So not too bad, not too bad. And that puts me 1,283rd out of 22,760 other drivers, and overall I'm in the top 6%. Not too shabby, not too shabby. So I'll definitely come back to this again at some point, probably in a different vehicle, the P-Class, see what I can do. But I've got plenty of other circuits yet to do on Rivals that I haven't done yet. There are an inordinate amount of Rivals challenges on Forza Motorsport 6. If you own the game and you haven't driven any Rivals yet, jump in there. It's great fun. It'll give you competition against your fellow man or your friends that own the game and have driven the game, and you can get stuck in trying to improve your laps. And the great thing is about Rivals, it is a fantastic way to learn how to drive the cars in Forza Motorsport 6, as well as learn the circuits. That way, if you're interested, you can open up your horizons to online, where you can, providing you're not smashed off track of course prematurely, do pretty well in some races from time to time. Well, that is pretty much me done for Forza Motorsport 6 Rivals DLC. As I said, this particular car is a car with a difference. It was free content provided through one of the many Forza 6 updates, so if you haven't driven this yet, you can drive it quite easily by downloading it into your Forza Motorsport 6 game if it's not already there. Thanks for watching. Please take the time to rate and subscribe. If you're not a subscriber, please consider clicking that sub button. It'd be great to have you aboard King Liz's Game Lounge. Take care, keep well, and keep watching.